Hey, have you ever heard of the term upper limit? That you've hit your upper limit, you're reaching your upper limit. It's from a book that I read several years ago called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's a great book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It's something that I recognize right away what my upper limit is. Okay, so I'm also talking about something that you might experience like the negative thoughts you might tell yourself if something good happens in your life. Like if something good happens almost immediately, at least I've been guilty of like coming up with like, oh, well, so in my case, for example, my upper limit is I deflect things. So if somebody says like, man, you did such an amazing job on whatever it was, I'm quick to say, oh, it's because I had an amazing committee. Oh, it's because of this one person over here. I'm never, it's very rare that I'll accept the recognition for myself and say, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So this is coming up recently. That's why I thought if it's happening to me, I know it's happening to others, and I want to be able to help you navigate through that just as I have, because thankfully I have the tools because of the Big Leap and some of these other books. I have another book I'm going to recommend here in a minute because I've been reading these books and I have a better understanding of how to self-coach my way through it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't come up. And it's come up even more in the last little bit. So I'm going to dive into that and paint the picture as to why this is helpful and just real life examples. So in my company, we had a recent incentive campaign. It was to get a suite upgrade at our convention, that if we had the most people from the team coming, then we would get a suite upgrade at convention. It was a contest between the 7 top leaders of the company. Okay, so I'm one of seven people totally worthy and deserving of this suite, but all of us were in this contest to see who could bring the most people to our convention. And whoever brought the most, they get the suite upgrade. So I've had this suite before. Here's the other cool thing. I love this suite. We got it several years ago as a result because we were top ranked, and for whatever reason they said, you know, the two top ranked get these suites. So it was me and one other gal that got these suite upgrades, and it's just a beautiful room. It's massive. The first time we experienced it, I just felt so fancy. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it had a bidet. I'd never experienced. I'm like, what is this thing? What's this extra toilet bowl next to this toilet bowl? It was massive. It spanned probably what 3 hotel rooms would be, because there's 3 entrances to it. It's just got a whole like bathroom suite area. It's got a separate bathroom. It's got a kitchen area, huge dining, huge family room. We hosted a team meeting in there and did an awards ceremony in there. So we've had massive amounts of people in this suite squeezing in. It's just a fun gathering spot. And I loved it the first time I got it. And then progressively, year after year, I'm feeling less and less worthy to be in this room as other people have risen. I feel like, well, they should get it. They should get it. So again, I'm like deflecting. So anyway, we have this contest. Our company throws it out there and says, whoever brings the most attendees gets the room upgrade. And so, you know, they're telling us week after week, like who's in the running, who has the more people. And at the end of the contest, it ended about a week ago. And when I got the email that said, congratulations, and it had my name on it and my husband's name on it, congratulations, Matt and Trisha, for earning the suite upgrade, you would think I would be like, yes, I'm so excited. But instead, my heart actually sunk. And I actually had this like pit in my stomach. And I thought, I don't deserve this. I do not deserve this upgrade. And I started spiraling, and I noticed it pretty quickly. And so again, this is where I'm hoping that I can help you to get out of these funks quickly, because it can paralyze us, right? Like it could take all the fun out of convention together, because the whole time I'm like, I really don't deserve this. So I could go into all the reasons why I feel like I don't deserve this room. There's a lot of them, and I could start listing them all out, but you know what? They don't serve me. And they aren't the truth. They aren't the truth. And that's what I had to recognize right away, as I was in this spiral of like, I don't really want this. Maybe I should just pass it on to this person. This person is who I really think deserves this room. And maybe I should say something. As I'm spiraling down and saying those things out loud, I had to redirect the thought and say, okay, no, that's not true. That's not true. And these thoughts are not serving me. So what is the truth? So it was the first step I took in this like downward spiral was, what's the truth? And I started to jot down what the truth is. Yes, I have fears and thoughts, but they are not true and they do not serve me. So what is the truth behind what I'm saying? The truth is, I do deserve it. The truth is, I have a lot of members coming to our convention. I have a lot of team that's coming there. The numbers don't lie. And again, I could go on and on, but I had to start listing out what the truth was about this scenario. What's the truth? And forget about all the other things that are not true and are not serving me. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is I started getting more conscious on what I was reading and listening to. I really try to do 15 minutes every day of something that nourishes my mind. I was just finishing up one book and then I picked up another book and I'm so grateful I did. It's this one right here. Have you heard of this? Jon Acuff. It's by Jon Acuff, Soundtracks. It's what do we listen to in our head? What are we repeating to ourselves day in and day out? The timing could not be better to read this. This was recommended to me a couple months ago, actually, but I just had some other books I was reading first. And so this one I just literally picked up and I'm on chapter 2 right now. And do you know what's so interesting? In chapter 2, he talks about this exact thing, when things like this pop up and immediately we start to like sabotage good things that happen or experiences, that he makes a list of like 3 things you should do. So I want you to get the book. This is not a plug for the book. I'm not getting in. This is not endorsement. I mean, it is a plug because I firmly believe that if you have a problem with negative talk, self-doubt, just overthinking things, this is the book for you. And he gives 3 very distinct steps. So I'm going to tell you the first 3. I'm not going to elaborate. I want you to read the book and read more on it. But number 1 is you have to ask yourself, is it true? And I'm like, that's what I did. That's literally what I did. So I love that again, I've had enough tools, enough reading that I've experienced things in my own life that I can like reflect on it and quickly redirect it. And I'm hoping you can do the same. So number 1 is ask yourself, is it true? Number 2, is it helpful? These thoughts that you're thinking, these messages you're telling yourself, whether in your head or saying them out loud to other people, is it helpful? And number 3 is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Those are the 3 things you need to be asking yourself in every scenario when you start to self-sabotage and think about these things that interrupt your positive flow of thinking. So for me, I ask myself, is it true? Number 2, I'll listen to a podcast. That's what brought about this. That's why I started listening to this. I'm like, I need to be reading something that's nourishing my mind because here I am tail spinning and it's clear I need some more work in that area. And number 3, I make a gratitude list. That always brings my mood right back around. So those are my 3 tips. He has 3 great tips. Combined, it's really 5 because we both have the same number 1, but I'm just a firm believer in nourishing your mind. It's really helped me again through the negative self-talk, and anytime that I do notice that I'm slipping, because I'm not perfect, nobody is, but I have better tools and more tools in my tool belt that will help me get through these things faster, quicker. And so it doesn't last for weeks or months at a time. It was a couple days. I'll be honest, it was a couple days. And I've even had some things come up. Convention can be a tricky time. If you're in direct sales, it's a really fun and amazing time. And it also stirs a lot of feelings. And so this has helped me through a lot of feelings that I'm feeling as we're getting closer to our convention time. So I hope this is helpful. Again, pick up this book. You will not regret it. If you're an overthinker or sad or find yourself self-sabotaging, you will not want to miss this book. In fact, I have it on Audible and book version so that I can listen and read it at the same time. I do much better that way. And then I can make highlights and notes and things. So highly recommend it. But I hope that this finds you well, and I hope that it can give you some light at the end of the tunnel, that if you are one that overthinks, I've definitely been there, continue to work on it, and I'm just a work in progress, just like everybody else. So best of luck to you. Reach out if we're not connected, please let's connect on social media or throw a comment in here. I'd love to support you and cheer you on in your journey. So take care, and we'll talk with you soon.